Timothy was left on red and laid to lay there cold in his own blood. Shadows fall down, endless alleyway of fiendish. What up? What up? Ricochet lows, innocence don't shield your skin. Try hard. You are officially my first YouTube live. Me, myself, and I Songcast. Comment with the amazing comment. Hi. I gotta screenshot it before anybody else comes in. I'm afraid that is falling. Don't let me die alone. I feel danger. My breath, my heart, my soul. My breath, my heart, my soul. By the window pane, it's more than strange. Yo, give me some emojis or something just to let me know you can hear the volume fine. I feel like this is coming through quiet. Stomach turning, pacing through the dark, but did not on the table cold. Fighting teardrops, mama's intuition fighting back as she cried. I feel danger, hear me calling. Hey, be my savior, Lord. Hear me calling. I'm afraid that night is falling. Don't let me die, Lord. Hey, Gabriel. Hey, Fern. How you doing? How you doing, Joy? Just let me know you guys can hear me fine. Give me some emojis, some thumbs up, some heart emojis if you can hear everything fine. We're going to get into it today. I feel danger, hear me calling, be my savior, Lord, hear me calling. I'm afraid night is falling, don't let me die alone. I feel danger, my breath, my heart, my soul. My breath, my heart, my soul. I feel danger, hear me calling, be my savior, Lord, hear me calling. I'm afraid night is falling, don't let me die alone. I feel danger. Yep. Let's let that ride out. What up, what up, what up, good people? It is I here. Welcome to the first, let me turn this down. Welcome to the first official Me, Myself, and I Songcast live on YouTube. We're going to be doing this now almost every Thursday. As long as I'm in the building, I'll be doing this every Thursday. At 2 p.m., we'll set announcements every week just so you have a reminder what day. But we're going to try to do it at 2 p.m. every Thursday. So this is Me, Myself, and I Songcast, where I talk about music, sing some music, talk about life, talk about the things that we all are connected to. Me, myself, and I, that's you, and I. How y'all doing, man? It's Friday, and it's been a crazy week. But guess what we got going on? We have Danger, the music video. If you haven't watched it already, please go watch it. Danger, the music video is out. And the song is available on all streaming platforms, which also means my new album, Prospect, is available to pre-save on I'm not here to just promote, but come on, I got to get this out the way. My new album, Prospect, is available on everything. Go and pre-save it. It's you guys who make these music spread. You know how much playlists we got on our last song? And we're getting some amazing playlists on this song. And it's because you guys play the song, you save the song, you share the song, you stream it from beginning to end. And these people see it who are in these high places in these electronical buildings and say, wow, the algorithm is working. But it's not the algorithm. It's the human beings are working. So thank you so much for streaming it. And please stream Danger, pre-save Prospect, order your vinyl, can they order everything? All right, my wife's over there. The invisible lady behind the machine, she's over there saying, yes, you can pre-order everything. I'm going to turn the music off because I just want to talk. Well, I'll turn it down a little bit because it's like in my ears. All right, so let's talk Danger. This song is crazy. Um, I don't get the option for like super chat. I want like super. Oh, I gotta have like monetization rights. All right, I don't got super chat yet, but I'm gonna get that soon. So this song is like one of the most incredible things I've ever written. Yes, there's vinyl on my website, right? Vinyl of In Our Time. Oh, what am I talking? In Our Time. No. Prospect, new album campaign, new cycle, get into the new mind. Prospect on my website. Please go check it out. How do I begin? So Danger, you guys want the whole story? I'm hoping more people come in here because I know there's a lot of people on. Yo, you think I should go live and tell people to go on my YouTube right now?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go live and tell people to go on my YouTube right now. Right? No, should I? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I don't have super chat yet, but I'm gonna get it. I think I gotta get some like YouTube and Google have been interesting to say the least. I feel like I'm not gonna go on Instagram and tell people I'm here. I already did that. So I'm gonna let them miss out and then be like, oh my gosh, I missed your Me, Myself, and I podcast. So I'm gonna go to the next one and we're just gonna keep growing. Anyhow, I want to talk about Danger, this new song, this new video, some amazing updates that have been going on in the musical journey that is I. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to really look into this song. I don't even know what's out there in terms of press, in terms of how this song came to life. But I think it was in 2000 and I feel like it was in 2000, not 17, it was 2019. I'm going to say 17, 2019 when it was like early 2019. I dreamt this song. It was like 3 a.m. and I woke up from this dream where I was at a place called Massey Hall in Toronto, and I was singing to this large crowd. I feel danger, hear me calling, and the crowd was just singing back, and it was just like it felt so real. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do this one day. This is gonna happen one day. I'm gonna be in Massey Hall to a sold out show, and I'm gonna be singing this song, and the whole crowd is gonna be like, I feel danger. And I just remembers how vividly when I dream music, I don't always have the opportunity to capture every part of it. You wake up and you got to scramble to get to the memory. But this one, I knew the whole chorus, pretty much a good part of the chorus. And that day I woke up after I went back to sleep, woke up, and I wrote that whole song in one sitting. It was like, okay, I'm writing this song, and it just flowed out, came to me. And I remember like mulling over the name of one of the characters. If you heard the song already, it's the first line is Timothy was left on Adelaide. And the second line, the second verse that starts off saying Evelyn stood by the window. So Evelyn was a name that I was messing around with, and I had a bunch of like Marianne and all these names, Annabelle and all these names, right? But Evelyn was a name that felt most powerful to me. And I was like, I'm keeping this name. It fits with the song. It sounds good off the tongue. I want this to be the name, Evelyn. And I played the song for my wife that day, and I remember feeling, yo, this is a joint. This is a bop. And it was so funny because I was like running around the house. I feel danger. Hear me call. I was like literally running in circles around the kitchen, and the kids were all like singing along, and they're like getting all excited. And I just remember feeling at that time like this is an important song. I know this is going to be on my next album. I know it's a big song, and I feel really incredible about the message. And when I wrote the song, there was no real backstory or context. I just wrote this song, Danger, about a young man who's lying in the streets at the final moments of his life, or what feels to be the final moments of his life. And it just flowed naturally. So fast forward, I'm supposed to record a record, and everything gets shut down. Pandemic comes, no record, no anything, just like I can't go to Nashville, can't record, and I'm still writing new songs for this album that was supposed to be done already. And during that time, a director reached out to me, and he's like, hey man, I want to do a video with you. I think you're an amazing artist. I'm looking for an artist to apply for funding to do a new music video. Hey, you guys, make sure you're commenting in the comment section because I want to make sure y'all are out there. Just so I know I see you out there. Just respond to me in the comment section as you hear me, right? So he reaches out to me and says, hey man, I want to do a music video with you. And I said, hey, this song Danger, it seems to be at this moment my lead single for this record, Prospect. And I would love to do a video for that song, right? So we start to get in the conversation about what we're going to do for this music video. We reach out to a lady in Toronto. I'll spare her name. Beautiful lady. She's a reverend in Toronto. And we say, hey, we want to connect with people who have been affected by gun violence. Families, mothers have been affected by gun violence. I have this concept for this video. And she is like, awesome. We get on a Zoom call, me, the director, my wife, and this lady, Reverend from, should I just say her name? Doesn't matter. I won't say her name. Reverend, right? So, not Reverend, like not from Run DMC. A Reverend in Toronto, female lady, beautiful, nice lady. And anyhow, so we start talking, and she wants to hear the lyrics for the song, right? And we read out through the lyrics, and the first time I wrote the song, it said Timothy was shot on Adelaide. So later, did we lose connection? Hold on. All right, sorry. And I think we lost a connection there. All right, come back. Oh, there we go. So from there, I take the word out. I take out left. I take out shot and replace it with left. Hopefully you guys got everything I just said, right? And what's the last thing you guys heard from me? Because all the comments were gone for a while. Let's bring this down a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna see how this is. My connection should not be a problem. Let me do something here. Clearly it is a problem. Are you guys getting disconnected? What up, Wirus Dell? How you guys doing? Okay, so Timothy was the name of the. Okay, Reverend, perfect, great, that's good. We're good. We didn't miss a lot. So the Reverend comes in, and she's like, "There's words in this song that I would like to bring to your attention that might be triggering for some of these mothers if we bring them on set." Right? One of the words was shot. Timothy was shot on Adelaide. I changed it officially to left on Adelaide. So when you hear the version now, it says left on Adelaide. The other thing she brought up to my attention was on verse 2, I use the name Evelyn. And she's like, so did you know who Evelyn was when you wrote this song? I said, no, I've never heard of it. Just the name was the best name that flowed. It felt comfortable to me, felt right. I connected with the name. And she was like, I think maybe you would want to take her name out because she might feel offended. She didn't say offended, but she might feel triggered by the name. You know what I mean? If you didn't consult with her before writing the song. So I was like, you know what? I want this song to be a healing for these mothers. I didn't write this song with an agenda. I'm not trying to exploit anybody's story here. It's a song that I literally dreamt, and I want this to heal people. I want this to help people. So if me taking out the word shot is going to help people, and taking out the name Evelyn is going to help people, that's what I want to do, right? So we take out the name, and it didn't feel right with me. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't want to do this. But I replaced it temporarily with the name Isabel, right? So fast forward, and the pandemic allows for a short window of opportunity for me to travel to Nashville to record this record, right? And I go to Nashville, record this record. We're in the studio, and we're about to record Danger. My wife texts me or calls me and said, hey, I was just doing some research on Evelyn. And it looks like Evelyn literally lost her son to a stray bullet in Toronto, literally like 5 minutes away from where I say in the song. Adelaide is literally like not very far at all from where I say in the song. And it's crazily similar to what you wrote in this song. So I'm like, whoa. And I'm in the studio, and I tell the producer, Paul Mayberry, I said, yo, I wrote this song from a dream. He didn't know this whole story yet. And I told him the whole story. And he's just like, I'm telling him what Ashton's telling me. I'm telling him the backstory of the song, how I dreamt it, telling him about the Reverend and how I was supposed to do this video. And I should say the video with the Reverend and that director fell through. We didn't end up doing it for circumstances that were related to COVID and other things as well, right? And he's like, Paul said something fascinating to me. Paul Mayberry, very, very wise guy, right? He's like, look, man, I get it. I get the concern. I get the triggering element to it. But sometimes people can be offended on other people's behalf when that person themselves are not actually offended, right? And he's like, I think God put this song on your heart. I think it was meant to be. And honestly, as a producer, as your producer, I think you should keep the name in the song. I was like, sheesh. Man, you know what? I still don't want to offend anybody. So when we record this, I'll record a version with Evelyn and I'll record a version with Isabel, and I'll reach out to Evelyn at some point to ask her for her permission. So we would do that. We record it. Song sounds amazing. We're all like, this is the single of the record. And fast forward again, and I have not reached out to Evelyn. Me and Asha are like, hey, we got to email Evelyn. We got to text her. We got to do, not text her, but like a DM her on Twitter or something. And I think there's a part of me and myself and Ashton, my wife, who are reluctant to do this. We're like, man, what if she doesn't like the song? What if she actually is triggered by it? What if she's like screams at me on via email, like caps lock. And she hates it. Well, like there's all, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be honest, there's a part of me that's like, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So we're just gonna go Evelyn, and then we'll reach out to her at some point because it's getting closer to the time we got to deliver these assets to our team, the song to our team. Boom. Right. So here's where it gets even more interesting. Album is recorded. We're ready to go. It's mixed. It's mastered. It's not even mastered yet, actually. It's mixed. I get on a Zoom call with my mentor, good friend, Orrin Isaacs, and I say, hey, man, I want to play you my whole record. We get on Zoom call. I don't want to just send it to you. I want to watch you as you listen to it so I can see your facial expressions. Get on this Zoom call, and we listen to the whole record. He loves it. He didn't like one song, but I won't say what song it was. Right? But he loved the whole record. He said it was 9 out of 10, right? And the song is great. He just didn't like a specific thing about it, which was like, I wish you always never did this. But everybody else loved that song, right? And we're on this call for like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours before I tell him, he's like, my favorite song is Danger. He's like, this song is amazing. If you're in the chat, please leave comments. I got to see all your comments because I want to know that I'm not talking to myself, right? Anyhow. And he's like, my favorite song is Danger. And I say, oh, you know what? I didn't even tell you the backstory about the song. 3 hours into this call, I finally tell him about the backstory of the song. And I'm like, yo, boom, boom, boom. This is what happened. I dreamt the song. And there actually is a lady named Evelyn Fox. I had no clue who she was. I dreamt the song. I wrote her name. And then I found out that she's a real person from Toronto who lost her son. Her son's name is Kissinger Gunn, which is ironic that his name has the word gun in it. Kissinger Gunn, and he was murdered from a stray bullet, right? So it's what up? Yeah. I just got to see you guys. I'm looking up and down to make sure people are there, but I know you're listening. I can see people in the room. So I'm like, you are not talking to yourself. Well, technically, I kind of am. 20 years ago, this would be talking to yourself, technically, right? But now we're in the global village, right? So, all right, back to the story. And I'm telling him this whole story, and Orrin's face, he's just starts like, you could see him like processing information in his mind. And he's like, wait a second, keep talking. He's like, keep talking. Just, I'm just going to look up something. So he's on here typing, and I could see him on Zoom typing and looking up. You could see like what he's doing on this call, going through like folders. It's almost like I can see him going through folders and files or emails or whatever. And he pulls up this thing. He's like, look, this is crazy. And I don't even understand how this is going to happen. What up, Ron? I don't even know how this is possible, but not how it's possible. It's like I work for. He's a music director. He does music for film and television, and he gets treatments all the time in which he has to make music for those treatments. And one of the treatments he got was for L'Oreal Women of Worth. And there were 12 women they picked to feature as a woman of worth. And they sent him one video to do the music for all 12 of these videos, right? And the one he sent them was Evelyn Fox telling her story. And the irony was she never says her story, her name in the story. And he didn't even look at the title of the file, right? He just literally got the file, opens it, starts working on the music, sends it back, doesn't pay a lot of attention because he gets these all the time, right? So then he, for the first time ever, he looks at the file name and it says Evelyn Fox, L'Oreal Women of Worth treatment. And he's like, whoa, I don't know what this means, but this is the song this is the video they sent me to work on. This is crazy. And we're just both like, to me, this stuff happens all the time in my life. Like I call it God moments, happenstantial moments, whatever you want to, happenstantial. Me and my wife had a debate about happenstantial, and she said it's not even a word. I know it's not a word, but we make up words all the time. That's how language is created. So happenstantial is now a word. Anyhow, so Oren's working on that treatment, and it's Evelyn Fox's. Yeah, Oren is my one of my only people I can call a friend, like a friend. I call him anytime. We talk all the time for hours, and he had this treatment in his computer for God knows how long, right? Evelyn Fox. So that was another sign, you know what I mean? And then we finally, after that call, I was like, you know what? I should reach out to Evelyn before this music comes out, before I start announcing things, shooting videos. And I write to her this long email, because how do you bring this up to somebody without writing them a long email explaining everything and not looking crazy? I don't mind looking crazy. I look crazy all the time without looking crazy. So I write this email one night, and she doesn't even get the email. She thinks it's spam and deletes it. So it's just what she told us later. But Ashatan DM'd her on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, actually, was it, right? On Twitter. And she responds to her Twitter. She's like, oh, I got the email. I thought it was spam. I just deleted it. I didn't even read it. I just deleted it. And she finally responds to me, and she's like, oh my gosh, I love this song. I was crying my eyes out. I was bawling when I heard it. I don't think you understand how close to this story, to my life story, to my son's story, that this song is. And it's so much for me. I was like, whoo, thank God, praise God. You know what I mean? I'm so grateful that she connected the song. Again, you guys. So Evelyn agrees to be in my music video. And if you see her, she's the last lady when they go through the montage of the shape-shifting of the faces. Evelyn Fox is the last lady in there. And her son, Kissinger Gunn, was murdered, unrelated to anything, it's just random act of violence, and he had no connection to the murder. It was a stray bullet, I believe, what I was told, and he died. It's the saddest thing I could think of. But these stories happen all the time. People think that just because a young black male, he's mixed race. His father is black, I believe. His mother is white woman. And they think that just because they're a black male, that they must have done something to deserve this, or they were involved in something, and he wasn't. And there's so many stories where people are not involved in anything and they get murdered. So I believe that God put it on my heart to be a part of this conversation. I have no desire to be a part of the political side of this conversation. This is not about whether we should have guns or not have guns. Obviously, on a grand scale, why do we need guns, right? On a humanitarian level, humans are the only creatures on this planet that have created weapons. So think about that, right? But I don't care about all that. We're in a different time and space in history. What I do care about is that mothers have been losing their children so much to this stuff. And I really hope and pray that this song could provide some healing to them. You know what I mean? Because it's not about the gun activists or the people who want it or don't want it. It's about the life that is lost. Life is so precious and meaningful. It's about lift my breath, my heart, my soul. It's about the fact that these mothers have to live. They lose their sons or daughters, but they still live with the scars for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? I wish I could tell you that, hey, this is a script for a movie. It's not. This really happened. And to me, what it means is that we are all connected in ways that we don't understand. We are all connected. We're all together in this life in mysterious ways, in mystical ways. And I believe that if you tap into that connection, you take responsibility for that connection, powerful things like this happen. My life has been a series of those powerful connections, a series of those mystical things, from even meeting my wife to my backpacking across Ethiopia, the Caribbean, wherever. I've seen these things, and I think what I've allowed myself to do, and what I ask you guys to do as well, is to just be more open to these connections. Don't shut people out all the time. Don't think that people are going to think you're crazy, or it's awkward. Like, I'm not going to go into that, but I will go into it a little bit. That's how I met my wife, and how I had a dream about her, and it's like, I'm a dreamer, but I think we're all dreamers. You know what I mean? In a weird way, the brain is always going. We're connected to this reality together. God is at the center. For me, Christ is at the center, but we are still all connected, no matter what you believe. It doesn't matter if you believe in whatever you believe. It doesn't change the fact that this is all energy. This is all spiritual. We're all connected, right? You know what I mean? I put my faith in Christ. I put my faith in God. And I hope that through my music, everybody can find some healing, some comfort, that we don't have to suffer in this crazy world all the time. Yeah, if I could take all the guns and throw them to outer space, I would. That's not practical. It's not the reality. How did I decide to have my son in the video? Necessity. It was during COVID. We had limited reach to mothers with children, and I was just like, my son could do it. He's like, Ahad is my son's name, if you don't know that already, and he is the most charismatic of all my children, let's say. My other two are we don't know what the youngest one's going to be. The youngest one's pretty charismatic, but he has like camera presence. He just always had it. He always knew he had it. He knows he's cute. He tries to use his cuteness to get out of trouble all the time. So I just like, let's put him in there and find someone who's not a mother who can be his mother, because Ashtan has no time to be in music videos, and she didn't want to be in the music video. So yeah, it's I'm glad he's in it. I don't know if he'll be an actor. He's very athletic, so I think he thinks he's going to be in the NBA, but I told him he might be too short. But that didn't stop Fred VanVleet. Oh, basketball talk. So I want everybody to know my album Prospect is not a reference to basketball, even though I was watching a lot of basketball when I thought of the title. I won't go into that full details, but I'll just say it's about what I was just saying, how we're all connected, and that there's a string that connects all the people from the beginning of time to all the people that will come towards the end of time. And we're sitting in the middle of eternity. This is heavy stuff, but it's so real. We're sitting in the middle of eternity, and we're all connected to each other from beginning to end. I believe that wholeheartedly, right? We're all responsible for that. So that's kind of what Prospect is about. Is he interested in acting now? He didn't really say I want to come back and be like he wanted to act or anything like that, but he enjoyed it. And I think it was easy for him. He just had to be happy and run around at a park. You know what I mean? So he was just happy to get out of the house and go to the park. But I wouldn't put it past him. You know, I think it'd be cool if he got into some kind of broadcasting. It'd be cool, like if my son became like a sports journalist where he becomes a commentator. That'd be awesome to me. But yeah, he can do whatever he wants, you know, as long as it's healthy and uplifting for him and others, right? That's all I ask for my children. Other news. So who's out there? I see Gabriel's out there. Obviously, Fern is really supportive in the comments. I appreciate you, Fern. Ron is out there. He's adorable. He's allergy prone, like myself, extremely allergy prone, but he's awesome. Joy is out there. Hey, Joy, I missed you, Joy. So Joy, there is a lady in my music video named Joy, and her son is also in the video as well. It's hard to see him because the way that scene is lit. You know, the idea for that scene is we wanted the mothers to stand out more than the children, so that you get a sense of like something is, you know, it's premonition, I guess, right? But her son Kari is such a beautiful child. And her bringing Kari to the music shoot was the sacrifice. So all these mothers had to make sacrifices to be at this shoot, but it was so beautiful that they were all mothers. The only person that wasn't a mother is Shanika, who played my son's mother, but I guess she became the spiritual representation of my wife, I guess, right? But our Evelyn, does that even make sense? She doesn't look like her, but you know, they're both chocolatey, right? So that that worked. I was like, who you calling chocolatey? You can't call no other woman chocolatey. She's chocolatey. What did I say? Anyhow, I'm not allowed to call for the record, I'm not allowed to call any other woman other than my wife chocolatey, right? So other announcements. You guys, I've gotten like no sleep for the past 2 days. So please just watch. I'm not going to perform today, but I will be performing on these, and I'll be, I'll be probably doing cover songs and original songs and interpretation of songs, and hopefully making up songs on the spot. But today I'm just going to talk a little bit because, oh my gosh, the other night I was up from 12. I went out to Union Station. It's our train station, our biggest train station in Ontario, from like midnight to 5:30 a.m. shooting some more music videos. If you guys were on my stories on IG or Facebook, you'll see that we had a string quartet and a grand piano inside Union Station. It's amazing, but I got no sleep and I'm still sleep deprived. Please tell your wife how awesome she is. That's from Fern Goldman. She is, yes, incredibly awesome. I appreciate her so much. In debt, my whole career, my life is indebted to her, and my children's life are also indebted to her. I don't think you understand how much she does. It's like, it blows my mind, and it makes me feel guilty sometimes because I'm sitting on here. I get to talk to you guys and act like I'm special and live this life of going on tour and whatever. And she's just like the linchpin that is holding it all together. And like I said, if I didn't have her, I wouldn't even know how to log into certain things. Anyhow, so what was I just talking about? Playing music. But announcements I want to make, some announcements that I want to make before we go. I'm not going to stay on here too long. I haven't eaten lunch yet, right? Is one, we got some big playlist ads. Roots Rising on Spotify, Shazam new music on Apple Music, Amazon came through with something, I'm not sure what's it called? Fresh Focus Spotify? Oh, Fresh Focus Amazon. I thought it was Spotify. I'm sorry. Fresh Focus Amazon, and I'm going to do something very special for Amazon right now. And you guys, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I'm learning this whole YouTube thing, so I got to say that at the beginning. Please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Stay connected to all things Me, Myself, and I podcast. But anyhow, they sent me something. Let's see if I can reach it over here. Can I get? Oh yeah, they sent me and my wife twin pairs of Amazon Echo. This is an Amazon Echo. Thank you so much, you guys. So those little things, liking, subscribing, hitting the bell button on my thing. I hate telling people to do these things because I do them sometimes when I like the artist. But they do help the video grow, and they do help more people see them. The live has like a small number of people right now, but people will be able to go back and watch it. So the more you like it, the more people that will show up on their feeds. It's all algorithmic, but that's a lie. It's really about people just doing things. So we're not algorithms, we're human beings. Just share it, like it, comment, and people will see it. More people will see it. But this is an Amazon Echo. Let's see if I can turn it on just to light it up. It's not fully connected. Oh, there it is. So we got that. So I got to bring Alexa into my home now. I'm a little like, I see the dystopian future. Don't get me started on that stuff. So we're going to use this, but I'm going to make sure my settings are very strict so that Alexa is not listening to me shower. Or what else could Alexa listen to me fart and burp all over the house? Not happening. Imagine Alexa sent a audio of me flipping, I'm not going to say it, I'm farting in my kitchen, and then they send it to Alexa, and then someone leaks it, and they're like, exclusive TMZ. Okay, anyways, we'll stop with the fart jokes. So thank you, Amazon, for the Echo, and Alexa's on here. It's amazing. So I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you to buy these. Do what you want. I'm just saying they sent it to me, and I'm going to use it. So that's awesome. Amazon support. What else support we got? If you haven't watched a music video, what are you doing? Please watch it and like it, and you can't subscribe to the video, but just like it and comment on it. Joy to the World says, it's the easiest way to show my support. It's the easiest way, and it goes a long way. So what is the most valuable currency in the world? So people say, can I buy a ticket to the show? Can I buy a CD? Can I buy merch? Can I send you a donation? The most valuable currency on planet Earth is human beings. I had a dark thought, which I won't say. Human beings are the most valuable things on the planet. So when we connect with each other, when we like, share, and just talk about it, I promise you that goes a long way. Your dollars are great. I don't mind you buying stuff, but just hyping it up and saying, yo, this artist, boom, I love this artist, and he's transforming my life. He's helping me, the Orbison flesh. She's still bringing up the Orbison flesh. Great. That is one of the, I have to tell that story I picture myself one day being at this swanky event, and I'm sitting there, and Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk were there, and Michelle Obama and Misty Copeland. I don't know. And we're all just talking. I'm like, and then I flushed the toilet, and it was the Orbison flush, and they're all like, oh. And yeah. So, what up, guys? Yo, all the new people in. I want to know who's in the chat. It should show me like all the names of the people on here. I gotta check these settings because I want to see like everybody's name. Let's see how this works. This is so weird. This thing is so bizarre. Why is that hiding behind that? And now I can't delete it. Anyhow, YouTube, you need to fix that. What is that?
I don't know.
Oh wait, I can see this.
Oh.
This is 8 people in the chat. People who commented in the chat.
There you go. Tell them new people say hi in the chat so you can see them.
Yeah, I want to see everybody who's out there. So if you haven't already, please go check out Danger music video. What else is happening? I'm just gonna talk for a little bit. The NBA draft happened yesterday. The prospect was Scotty Barnes. Hey, if you guys haven't thumbed up the video, which means liked it, and subscribed to my page, please do that. I'm just setting off the pilot for the Me, Myself, and I podcast. And I think what's going to end up happening is we're going to make these a little more produced over time. I just want to start gauging the audience and start gauging how we can connect with you all. But I told the story of Evelyn Fox, who lost her son to gun violence and from a stray bullet. And the biggest takeaway that I want to say is that I had this dream, and hey, hear from your song with Lauren. Hold on to me. Thank you so much. A1000. How you doing? Hold on to me. Incredible song. And we're all connected as people, you know what I mean? And God put it on my heart to dream this song, to write this song, and to understand the importance of this song. And then I met Evelyn Fox later. It's the craziest thing ever that you just meet you write a song about someone, not knowing who they are. And it's just a character in your song. And then the person is actually real. And the story you tell in the song is actually relevant and connected and relatable to that person. So I call these things God moments, and they happen all the time if you pay attention. The way the world works. It says, your video streamed the same time as Silk Sonic Bruno Mars' new video. I watched yours first and lived Danger more than Bruno's. Loved Danger more than Bruno's. That's a compliment. Bruno's is crushing it. But I call them God moments. And you work a 9-to-5 job, you have multiple children, you're trying to pay the bills, we're watching TV, we're watching YouTube, there's all this news, trying to deal with the pandemic. This is not monetized, so I don't care what YouTube does to me. And we're dealing with so much news, so much things, and we forget to just stop, take a deep breath, and let God into your life. You know what I mean? Let the Creator let you see His creation in all its splendor. And these things are mystical. They're beautiful. They happen all the time. I'm telling you. But what we have to be able to do, and that's one thing I take pride in, is slowing down life and not letting all these things stress me out, bog me down, and not letting my mind deviate from the bigger picture of life. You know what I mean? We're all living this life for the first time. You know what I mean? We're all here connected to each other for the first time. And I can only say it this way. Life is a miracle in and of itself. The fact that we even exist, the fact that something exists, the fact that creation exists, the fact that we're just here. I don't care what scientists say. Sure, I'm not saying what their theories are wrong or nothing or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's far more mystical. Like everything is kind of almost possible. Is you're mindful or are you mindful? Absolutely, right? It's kind of like, one thing I've always said is, why isn't this possible? If everything in life is impossible, right? The very fact that I'm sending my image through a cable to you to talk to you from thousands of miles away, wherever you are. If that's possible, you know what I mean? Anything is possible. I know it sounds like we take this stuff for granted. You know what I mean? All the people who existed before Thomas and Edison would be like, that's sorcery, that's witchcraft, right? Um, so the idea that we're even here alive, breathing, that we look up and we see stars and those stars stay in place. I think they're moving. I'm not sure. That this planet is doing what it does. You know what I mean? That itself is a miracle. So don't let anybody tell you things are impossible. You know what I mean? I dreamt this lady, she existed, and I'm going to be in her life forever. And I believe, God willing, I'm going to be connected to this issue for the rest of my life. I have 3 boys and a daughter, and I never want to see any of them go before I go. You know what I mean? And this lady had to deal with her son passing on before she passed on. He had 2 children, I think. Yes. He had 4 children like myself. So he left 4 children behind. He left a wife or fiance. Were they married? Fiance behind. So they were going to get married. There's 4 children in the picture, and this guy dies. It's sad, man. It's crazy. And it's just like, for what? For what? Because some dude just like popped off his gun at the wrong person or the wrong situation. It's unsolved. I wish I brought her on here. There's no reason for it. You know, that's the thing that pisses me off, is that it gets so political and people say they see a black skin, brown skin, and they say, well, what was he involved in? What was he doing there at that time? All right, he was at a club. Like, people go to clubs. He came out, boom, he's gone. What? Celebrating a birthday. So you can't celebrate a birthday at a club because you know what I mean? Like, he didn't. It's just unnecessary. Anyhow, Hertfordshire in England, watching and listening to you, comforting. Thank you, A1000. We're going to be doing this every Thursday, I believe. And me, myself, and I, Songcast, and I'm going to try to bring up something new every Thursday. And these will get better. Right now, I'm just talking about Danger and just kind of hyping up the new single, the new video. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. Please subscribe. Please like everything you can that you see. And it's, you know, these numbers will grow. I promise you. We're going to get these numbers to thousands upon thousands of people. I'm saying that now. Watch. You guys are the first group that are the early adopters, and those are always the best people, because we're always going to have inside jokes. We're always going to have inside stories. But we're getting this every Thursday. If I'm around, we're going to get this to thousands of people. I promise you. I said it. It's happening. That's it. So that's how it works in life. You say it, it will happen. It's not the secret. It's just like, it's all about everything I'm talking about. And this is, I think, what Prospect, this new album, is kind of about. You know what I mean? Like, how connected we are. And these songs on this record, oh my gosh, like, I love this record so much. It's like, it's my favorite thing. I'm so proud of it. I listen to it like all the time. I know it's a bit narcissistic, but I wanted to create music I would listen to. There's you know, many artists create music that they don't want to listen to. It's crazy. They create these albums and they go and listen to other artists because they don't like their own music. But I created music that I appreciate. But it's about that connection. It's about that, you know, God is at the center of everything, and God is holding this mysterious thing all together, and we're in it trying to figure certain things out. But if you just stop for a second, like I said, and just take it all in, you'll just see there's so many stories I can tell you about how God walks into my life and says, see this? I was like, oh, I would have never saw that if I was so busy trying to do this, or trying to be upset about this, or trying to focus on the thing that was left behind. You know what I mean? Or like, this person, I have an issue with this person. I'm so focused on that issue that I'm not seeing the other things over here. Anyhow, is there any more housekeeping that I need to do? Because I think I'm going to eat some lunch, 3:00 lunch. Sorry, guys. If you guys, please, I also want you guys to write stuff in the comment section, because I will talk about anything you want me to talk about. I'll try to answer all the questions. I'll try to say everything, but we're going to wrap these up. They'll probably be for an hour. And when I'm not as like sleep deprived, I will probably perform. I can, let me see. I guess let me see. You want me to say I would be remiss. What? I would be remiss. What? That's the way it goes. Remissed. I'll just do the first verse. Joy to the World says, I wish I could highlight comments. This is why I think I should use restream. Oh, pin the comment. Put user in time. Timeout. I'm not going to put you in timeout, do I? Let's make this bigger. See, that's so weird. Put user in timeout. Not going to put you in timeout. So Joy to the World says, A1000, I'm glad you found I and you're joining us. These chats are always comforting and intriguing, uplifting. Sometimes a family even joins him in the studio. Come back again. Yes, come back again. And you guys, like, you know, be safe out there, but make friends with people. Like, this is a community of people. So, like, don't be afraid to, like, connect with people and make friends. You know what I mean? All you guys are, like, the coolest people in the world. Like, everybody's so respectful, so responsible. And I appreciate you all. Sorry. Oh, wait, it's that. Yeah, it's a lot of reverb. Timothy was left on Adelaide to lay their cold in his own blood. Shadows fall down. Endless alleyway of fiendish pain where bullets struck. Ricochet laws. Innocence don't shield your skin, protect your fragile bones. Single teardrop, gazing into dusk as he looked up and he cried, I feel danger, hear me calling, be my savior, Lord, hear me calling. I'm afraid, hey, night is falling, don't let me die, Lord. I feel danger, my breath, my heart, my soul. Lift my breath, my heart, my soul. Evelyn stood by the window pane. It's more than strange, she won't pick up her archangel. The only man who stuck around long enough for her to love. Stomach turning, pacing through the dark, the dinner on the table cold. Fighting teardrops, mama's intuition fighting back as she cried. I feel danger, hear me calling, be my savior, Lord, hear me calling. I'm afraid, hey, night is falling, don't let me die, Lord. I feel danger, my breath, my heart, my soul. My breath, my heart, my soul. Oh, I feel lost, Lord. Don't let it end, Lord. Hear me when I cry out. I feel danger, hear me calling. Be my savior, Lord. Hear me calling. I'm afraid, hey, night is falling. Don't let me die, Lord. I feel danger, lift my breath, my heart, my soul. Lift my breath, my heart, my soul. I feel danger, yeah. Hear me calling. Be my savior, Lord. Hear me calling. I'm afraid, hey, night is falling. Don't let me die, Lord. I feel danger. It's a lot of reverb. Somebody touch this. I have like all these children who come in my studio. It sounds very reverby, eh? Not sure what happened there. But you got the chamber hall version of Danger. Why is that so reverby? You know what it could be? Nope, that's the same. All right, great. It's a little very reverby. I'll check that out. Oh, you know what? I think someone touched this. Anyhow, hey, let me read these comments. It's been a difficult time, especially on YouTube. So I've been away, but came on here today and see this live. Thank you. Playing comforting music to my animal friend. Yay! Of 13 years who isn't very well. Prayers out to your animal friend. I think that's what you meant, animal friend. Um, get healthy, get healthy. Let's see. Claps, claps. Love this song. Thank you, Fern. No parent should ever have to bury their child. It's obviously there's circumstances that are you can't control, but it's sad. Like you want, like even the thought of saying I want to outlive my children. Obviously, that's how we all should think. Nobody wants to die. We all want to live forever, I think. But you should never have to bury your child. You should never have to, it's a weird story, but I watched my son has breath holding spells, right? I'm gonna end on this tip. My son, he used to have it, my second boy. His name's Adariah, and he used to have breath holding spells all the time. He's very neurotic, and he's been that way since infancy, right? I don't know how you tell a child's neurotic in infancy, but he freaks out a lot, right? And he would have these breath holding spells, and if just something happened, I think he was playing with my daughter, bumped his head, and he starts crying. And what he would do this, and he would do this all the time, but this time it's different. He cries and he gets up, works himself up to a frenzy, crying, 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 and then stops breathing, right? And it's terrifying because he'll go to a point where you're like, hey, breathe, breathe. You're trying to get him to wake up, kind of breathe. And this time, though, it was like he was so worked up that he stopped breathing. And he stopped breathing for a very long time. And I'm holding him in my arms, watching him turn. Yeah, I don't know why my echo went crazy. Like somebody touched my stuff, but it is watching him turn blue and just collapsing backwards. And in my heart, I'm like, the first thought, I call it the fair thought is usually your first thought. Fair is the first thought that usually comes to you, right? Is he gonna die? Right? How you doing, Joyce? Is he gonna die? And I don't even know what I didn't breathe in his mouth or anything like that. I was just holding him. I said, hey, I just said, quiet, wake up, you're okay, wake up, wake up. I just looked at him and said, you're okay, just get up. And then he just can't, like, he just like, so I always say the song Alive Again. I wrote that 3 weeks from after he was born, or 2 weeks after he was born in his cradle. But like, that is his song because it's crazy. So my point is that the feeling of thinking my son's going to die, you know what I mean, is not even comparable to the feeling of actually having your son murdered. And you're and the story she told is going to be hopefully a mini documentary we put together coming out on this soon, of being in the hospital with her son, and like the doctor's just giving her this roundabout way of saying things, and she'll just tell me what's up. You know what I mean? What's going to happen? And they're like, he's not going to make it unless we put him on life support. But then he's pretty much just going to be a vegetable with brain activity, but no real activity, right? I don't want to tell her whole story because she's going to be able to tell it herself. At some point, I'm going to get her on here. And so, Ronnie, yes, no parent should have to watch their son be buried, son or daughter be buried. I say son because of the song. And just the thought of it, just watching my son in my hands just limp. Like, I wish you could see it. I don't wish you could see that. I wish no one has experienced that, but your heart just stops and just like, no, no, no. You know what I mean? So for her to lose her son like that, I can't. And then, I said this to her. It may sound insensitive at first, but I said, you're not the first and you won't be the last, which is the saddest part of this whole thing, that it just never friggin' ends. You know what I mean? So it's an uplifting song because, and I'll say this one thing too. When I wrote the song, in my mind, the young boy, Timothy, was left on Adelaide. I didn't say he died. I never in the song say he dies in the video because I want hope in these songs. You know what I mean? So my thing was lift my breath, my heart, my soul. He's crying out to God in this moment, his humanity, pouring it all out to God, saying, please let me live this. Let me live through this. But now I just accept that he died because I met the lady. You know what I mean? I'm I want to say like, no, they don't have to die, but it's like it's just that just becomes a chance moment. You know what I mean? Where does the bullet enter? Where does it leave? How quick did the ambulance get there? How strong is I don't know if it's even a will to live thing. I don't know if there's that even plays into it. You know what I mean? Like soldiers die for far less. You know what I mean? Um, so it's not a will to live thing, but it's just there's so many factors that make it random. You know what I mean? So anyhow, positive. The positive in this is the song is good. The song doesn't sound depressing, and I connected to this lady, and I if I had to say one goal from this, you know what I mean? And this is far fetched, and I don't even want to set myself up for this, but I'm going to say it. I hope that somehow the case is reopened, and they solve the murder. Or somebody comes forward and says, "I did that." You know what I mean? And there's some kind of resolve, some kind of peace, some kind of redemption in this story, because no matter what you think, these mothers want that kind of closure. You know what I mean? Because it's even when the case is closed, unless there's real closure, it's never over for them. Like they have to live with this for the rest of their lives. Oh, it's just talking to her. She's full of life, and she has a organization called Communities for Zero Violence. Which, if you go on YouTube, not YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I can send you the handles. If you go, well, never mind. Let me see if I can find it real quick for you. Communities for Zero Violence, right?
Check out the danger video in the description.
Right, just go to the danger video. I don't need to put it in the chat. Go to the danger video, and it's in the description. Communities for Zero Violence, and she's working to help. So one thing she said, and I don't want to take all her words because we have a documentary coming out. She said some of this stuff, is you got to deal with these situations. There's a lot of paperwork to deal with. Imagine that your son dies and you have to do paperwork, but the paperwork side of it is like it's all over the place. You have to spend hours on phones with bureaucratic people and boring people who just have no personalities, and you got to figure out all these things to sort out for your son's life now, right? And it's in all these different places. You got to drive here, you got to go here, got to go here. So Communities for Zero Violence is obviously what it says it is. Stop the violence. We don't like why are we killing each other, right? That's the first premise of it, but it's also to help mothers and fathers have resources in one place. Like they're working towards getting these resources in one place, because imagine, God forbid me or Ashan have to die, and then I got to sort out paperwork after that. Like what? Like who wants to? And then you got to drive all over the world to find that stuff. So no. Anyhow, so the positive thing is that I don't know if we could change the world, but we can impact each other. And I look at it like this. I don't want to change the whole planet. I just want people to, I just want to connect to the right people. And I think Evelyn, like I said, I was meant to dream her story, to connect with her. Because guys, think about this, right? Evelyn Fox could be from Sweden, and I have no chance of meeting her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Evelyn Fox could be a mother from like Dubai. You know, no, I doubt there's a lot of Evelyn Foxes in Dubai. Maybe it's possible. Hey, what are you doing? It's my son. He's interrupting. He's coming and telling on his brother, and he knows he's not supposed to interrupt. Anyhow, so it's like 1 in a trillionth. Like it's like, let's be honest, like she's the only Evan Fox who lost her son to a stray bullet on planet Earth, probably. And she lives what? And it was right by the street. Like don't ever. Okay, I'm gonna end on this note. It's been almost an hour. Absolutely, you can cast a stone, create many ripples. I'm gonna leave on this note. So this is the theme for today: danger, prospect. Obviously, go listen to the music. Go pre-save the album on whatever platform you need, prospect album. But this is what I'll leave y'all with. Don't let anybody tell you differently. This life is mysterious. This life is, magical, if you want to say it, whatever. The miracles are constantly happening in this life. Constantly. I believe, I'm not going to even go. I'll go into that when that song comes out. The miracles are constantly happening in this life, but they want you to think it's just mundane. It's disconnected, it's random, chaotic. It's not. The miracles are always, always, always happening. You don't need to have the sky open up and angels come down and pay your phone bill because you're in debt. That's not what it's about. It's about these little connections, and the what makes them miraculous to me is not that they defy science, is that the way it comes together is so one in a millionth. It's so what people would call random that it's almost unexplainable. I'm sure there's some scientists out there that can explain away this song, Danger, and explain away the story to this song. But it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because the miracle affected my life. It altered my purpose indefinitely in a good way. And it's affected Evelyn's life and hopefully other mothers. So I should also say there's another mother in the video named Joan Howard, who's also lost her son to gun violence. And that was also another, actually, that was less random. It was, I think it would be considered targeted. But the crazy part about it, he was a good, like when they say, oh, he was a good kid. He was literally a good kid. Like, he worked in community service. He worked in conjunction with the police. And he was like a model person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's crazy that, I hate that people put this stigma on situations like this when the skins look like mine or are close to in the spectrum of mine, and say, what did they do to deserve this? Both of these mothers in my music video, their children were hardworking, good children. I only believe Kissinger had children. I don't think Kempton was her son, Kempton Howard. And it's sad. So pardon?
He was just trying to protect his own community.
Yeah, he was protecting his own community. So walk with your antennas up. Understand that you and I, we are the prospect in this world, in this life, until we go to the next life. But understand that you are a part of somebody else's miracle constantly. If you open up yourself, don't, you know what I mean? Like, don't start getting flighty and like go out into outer space with your mind. Like, keep yourself grounded. That's what I had to learn. Keep yourself grounded, keep yourself focused, work hard, do everything you got to do to sustain your physical body and survive and do things. But don't think it's just about this body. The mind, the spirit, the soul is connected to each other in a weird way. We are creating our reality, and we have our brains, our spirits can alter this reality to a degree. I know that sounds crazy, but it's not that crazy. You know what I mean? I can just sit here and think a thought that changes the disposition of my body, that affects how my wife may think I'm thinking about her right now. It's that simple, right? I can just sit here and just look at my wife a certain way. She doesn't know what I'm thinking. And that thought, that look can make her think something about what I'm thinking. And then it changes her day. Does that make sense? That's a simple concept. It goes deeper than that. Anyhow, I'm into that stuff so much. You know what I mean? And it's not like I'm not into The Secret. I apologize if that offends anybody. I'm not into The Secret. I'm not into like, any of this, like, it's just basic little things that we're taught to believe are like flighty and out there. It's just like your energy is always walking with you. People can feel your vibe and your energy before you even speak. You know what I mean? Don't get that twisted. Some people can sense it more than others. I'm very intuitive to people's spirits, to the energy, to how they connect to others. So I can read people really well. I often know who to trust, who not to trust. I also can see people's backstories often. So anyhow, I think I need to eat lunch, guys. God bless everybody. Thank you guys so much. How did you enjoy the first official pilot episode of Me, Myself, and I Songcast? And I felt guilty that I didn't do a song on the Songcast. So I gave you the chamber Gregorian chant version of Danger. I don't know who messed with my reverb on here, but somebody did. But you got a song, right? So let me know if you guys enjoyed it. Just write a comment. Tell me you enjoyed the Songcast. And also, we'll do this. Oh, today's the day. Okay, I can't stop talking. I'm gonna start following people on social media. Yay! Right. Anyways, if I had like my stuff set up, I'd put like an icon up there. Anyway, I'm gonna start following people on social media. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. So recommend some pages for me to follow. I'm gonna like, where should I tell them to send it to? Like, yeah, just throw it in the chat on Instagram. Some pages you like to follow. I'm going to start by following my wife first. And then I told her I wasn't going to follow her, but I'll follow her. I'm going to follow Communities for Zero Violence. So I think it's CZV 416. That's the area code for Toronto. CZV 416 on Instagram. I'm going to follow those on Instagram and on Twitter and stuff. And I'm going to start following people. So that's a big deal. I'm not going to tell you. We'll talk about that next week. So next Thursday, we're going to talk about why does I not follow people? Why have I never followed people? And if you have topics that you guys want to talk about, you want to address in this stuff, just write them in the chat and I'll read the topics and I'll say, okay, I like that topic. We'll talk about it. I'll find some music of my songs or other songs that connect to that topic. And please, if you enjoy this, tell a friend to come check it out. Next Thursday we'll be here at 2 p.m. Hopefully I can do that. And if I can't do it on a Thursday, I will always set a premiere for these things, I guess, from now on, with at least within 24 hours in advance. And the days might change only because if I'm on tour, if I have a show, or I have some kind of meeting that day, obviously I can't be multiple places at once yet. I guess technology might change that. Or I might even get to a point where I pre-record some of these. I want them to be live, but I think pre-recording some of them might be cool, so that the production value can increase and I look like a real YouTuber. So leave your comments, leave your feedback, everything you want me to do differently, anything you think will fix the echo chamber hall, the Gregorian Catholic Cathedral chants. I will fix that. And I will be back next Thursday, but keep posted on all my socials because there's announcements after announcements. This is finally, I believe, the record that's going to get people to be like, I take you seriously. I thank you for being patient with the industry. We will finally listen to you. I'm going to read this last comment. I like listening to K Reno music and lives. A bit different, but deep lyrics and nice person. Absolutely. If you know their actual Instagram handle, I'll just check K Reno. But if you know it, I'll check it out. And if it fits the bill, I will follow it. But I'm going to start with my wife and Communities for Zero Violence and work my way there because my feeds are horrible. Oh my gosh, so much spam. Anyhow, stay good. Thank you guys for listening and pre-save, pre-order, prospect, DSPs, digitally, vinyl, CD. I got new merch. I totally forgot about my new merch. I got new merch. Go check out the merch. Some cool stuff in there. Even, do we have the baby stuff yet? Not yet. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that. We got some baby merch. Anyhow, but the best currency is you. You are the best currency. Talk to people about the music, share it, annoy the heck out of them and say, listen to I, and make sure you don't think you're selling your own music. Say AHI, listen to I, AHI. All right. For the 14th time, stay good. All right. Let's end this stream.